Hey, this is Daniel Watson from learningcameras.com, and here I've got the brand new Sigma 50mm f1.4 lens, as well as the Canon 50mm 1.2L, and I also have the Canon 50mm 1.4 as well, just for another comparison on that. We're going to take a look at these lenses, take a look at some of the hardware differences and sharpness test. Now, you can download the full resolution pictures at www.learningcameras.com. So head there, that way you don't get the YouTube compression. You can download the full resolution JPEG files for this test. Let's take a look at the hardware. The 50mm Sigma is much larger lens than the Canon. It is much longer. Both of them are pretty heavy. If the differences are probably going to be slight on that, I don't really feel the differences in the hand. The Canon 50mm L is a lot wider on that than the Sigma. So you're going to get a skinnier lens with the Sigma, but a lot longer lens. So that's something to keep in mind on that. I don't mind at all having that on your camera. It will take up a little bit more room in your bag. But that room is going to be well worth it, and that's because when it comes to sharpness, the Sigma 50mm blows the competition away. At 1.4, you can see the differences without even trying, and you can knock that up all the way to f4, and the Sigma delivers the entire way through without hesitation. It is definitely the sharper lens of the bunch, and just non-stop performance on the Sigma. I also haven't had any issues with autofocus. I took these tests with the autofocus on, and the reason is because I shoot with the autofocus on, and so I don't really care how good the lens performs if it's not focusing right. I want to know it's not focusing right. So I did microfocus adjust the lenses to make sure that everything is good. However, I want it with autofocus on. So the Sigma did not have any issues for me with the autofocus. It was definitely delivering spot-on performance along with the Canon. Any differences in autofocus speed, honestly, were negligible to me. The Canon 50mm L is not the fastest in the bunch anyway, and the bigger reason on that is a lot of glass to move with that f1.2 lens. So this and the 85mm L, they're just not the fastest autofocus lenses from Canon, so really in this category, Sigma didn't have to try too hard to keep up with those. So you're getting the focus accuracy, the focus speed, and blowing away the sharpness results on the Sigma. And also you're doing that for a fraction of the cost. Something like this is going to get you right around $950 mark, I believe, on for the Canon version, and this is going to be upwards of $1,600 right now. So to give you some perspective on that huge difference in price, and you're really getting a pretty big difference on that. Also, when it comes to build quality, the Sigma actually has a nicer feel on the barrel than the Canon, which does seem to have a lot of, it feels a little more plasticky, and the focus ring, for those of you who like to use it, is much smaller, much harder to get to. On the Sigma 50mm, it is, because it's a much longer lens, it is a nice large focus ring, so you can really get that very easily and fine-tune that to your flavor. Also, I don't know if I have it, but the Sigma does have the lens dock, which is going to allow you to get even more precise autofocus modes on that and be able to basically change your autofocus settings outside of camera, so you don't have to worry about dealing with it inside of camera. And it just gives you the ability to fine-tune your lenses even more, and all that for a fraction of the cost. So it's really a nice lens. Stay tuned for the full review on the Sigma, but that's a basic comparison, especially when it comes to sharpness with the 50mm Canon L lens. And this is a lens that I would not be owning if I had this Sigma, because it really the Sigma just seems to blow it out of the water. So stay tuned for the full test, and head to learningcameras.com to download the full resolution JPEG files, and we'll see you soon.